Earlier this year, Bryan Kibodeaux, a former Vermilion Parish Sheriff deputy, was convicted on child rape charges against 3 children. I sat down with the mother of 2 survivors who shared how she's grappling months later. KATC has decided to conceal the identity of the mother for the protection of the children. I'm Penelope Lopez, your Vermilion Parish reporter.
I was on my way home from work. It was a typical Friday. I got a phone call. I answered, and it was my ex-husband. He called and he said that Ashlyn does not want to go. And I said, well, that's weird. Why?
Earlier this year, Bryan Kibodeaux, a former Vermilion Parish Sheriff deputy, was convicted of child rape charges against 3 different children. For this mother of 3, this betrayal has reopened old wounds.
I didn't see any signs. He was very, very good at hiding that dark side of him.
Do you think his badge protected him?
Absolutely.
Years of agony, dealing with a nightmare she says she's trying to wake up from.
I immediately just stopped. I looked up and I asked God, what do I do?
A family friend once considered like an uncle, but in 2016, it was revealed that Kibodeaux sexually assaulted both of her young daughters. At the time, they were 6 and 8 years old.
To know that it was both of them, that's even harder. I was angry. I was hurt, but I was angry. Because as a mother, I'm supposed to protect my children, and I didn't do that. So not only was I angry at him, but I was angry at myself.
She knows all too well what her daughters are going through.
Around the same age, I was molested, and I told my mom, and she didn't believe me. The same thing, she didn't believe me. And it was just kind of, you're a kid, you don't know what you're talking about. So with my daughter, I made sure to not make that same mistake. I made sure to be her voice. And I was, and I still am.
Hearts of Hope advocate Lacey Pete says it's common for parents to take the blame themselves.
Parents do feel guilty in many cases. A lot of them say, I should have known, I should have picked up on the signs, but sometimes there's just no signs because of the grooming aspect, because perpetrators are so good at what they do.
In a statement sent to KATC, Kibodeaux's attorney stated, the state of Louisiana grossly overcharged Mr. Kibodeaux with 6 counts of first-degree rape, 6 counts of molestation of a juvenile, 6 counts of indecent behavior with a juvenile, and 5 counts of sexual battery of a juvenile. When you hear the words grossly overcharged, what do you say to that?
Well, it wasn't grossly overcharged when he was doing it to my children. It wasn't grossly overcharged when he, as a man, took it upon himself to do unexplainable things to children. If you're grown enough to make the decisions to hurt a child, then you're grown enough to accept the consequences.
This year, her 2 daughters and the 3rd child took the stand and testified in the case. At the time of his arrest, Vermilion Parish Sheriff officials confirmed that Kibodeaux had almost 18 years of service. Following this investigation, he was terminated. Living with this horrific experience has disrupted this family forever.
This has changed our lives. We don't go anywhere. We stay inside. And it's because I want my babies safe. And I know that's not how you're supposed to live. But he's ruined their lives. He's taken their innocence. He's taken their dignity. He's taken their integrity. And we will never know who our children would have been if he never did this to them. This was a scary process, and all we could do was give faith. Give faith, let faith, hope, give it to God, and let everything do what it's supposed to.
Sentencing will take place December 21st. The mother will be face-to-face with Kibodeaux once again, this time reading her victim impact statement. Follow us on KATC.com for more updates. I'm Penelope Lopez, KATC TV.